Welcome to Yasmin Khushairi. Yasmin is one of our experienced trust account managers who works on an array of portfolios and software systems. She's recently joined the management team as a pod leader. Welcome, Yasmin.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Firstly, being that we're spoilt for choice with cafes around the area, Where did you select to get your coffee from today, Yas?
This is a bakery called Noisette. It's just down the road from here. They've got really good pastries and stuff as well. So
Awesome. It's great to be supporting some of our locals, isn't it?
Yes.
So you're fairly new to the management team, only joining us in the pod leader position in recent months. Can you talk me through how your role has evolved since stepping into this position?
In terms of being a team leader, what I love most about is the growth I get from it. Being fairly new to the management team, it can be quite intimidating at times, but I take everything thrown at me as a challenge and an opportunity to grow. And with a lot of people supporting us, with you and Shannon and all the management team, the job is easier.
So we recently did some leadership training with Tommy from Inject HR. As a part of that, we all did our DISC profile. What profile did you come up as, Yaz?
I was C. I can't pronounce the word. What is it?
Is it conscientious?
Conscientious.
Yes.
I can never get that. I'm quite similar with Shannon actually, and I find that very interesting because I actually agree with a lot of her leadership and working styles. And then I can see when we were doing the evaluation, I was like, yep. And then she's like, yeah.
You're like, okay, now I get it. Now I get it.
And,
So reading through your profile, what were some of the things that really resonated with you that absolutely you think, okay, yep, I can see my personality type described here in this profile?
I think it's more the thinking logically.
Yes.
I don't know if it's definitely a C thing. That's what Tommy, our trainer, said. It's more that I'm more systematic instead of just jumping into things kind of thing, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. So can you see, now that the whole management team have completed our profiles, and obviously we're excited to roll that out across the business, we did find in the management team that we have covered all four corners of that globe, which is awesome. Do you think that that's going to improve the way that we communicate or challenge each other in our management meetings?
Yeah, definitely. And when we all did the evaluation together, it makes so much sense. There's so many personalities there. We have you, the influential, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And then Daniela is on the D side,
our direct.
Very just fast paced, and we're just like, okay, hang on a second.
All the things are like, stop, slow down, let me assess this risk.
Exactly. So that's me. So I think we have a good balance. And I think that's important in a business as well. And there's a lot to learn from each other.
What tips would you give to any one of our current trust account managers wanting to transition into a management role?
Ask a lot of questions when you're leading up to that. I think that's what I did. I was very curious when I started here, learning a new software, just the difference in all the software that we use. So ask a lot of questions, and that's how I retain it. And then, I think that's probably the most important thing.
You recently visited your family back in Malaysia. Can you tell me a bit about your trip?
It was good. It was after 3-4 years I haven't been back. So that was really good.
It must have been a bit of an emotional time as well.
Yeah, very. From the second I got there until the end, it was just family time. And then my parents also came over as well. So, and that was really emotional as well. I hate the goodbyes, but so it's hard, but you gotta, that's the sacrifice I'm making, I guess, for my life, and then they can see that and they support that, and then it's just once a year, hopefully.
And you're making those sacrifices for your career, for your...
Exactly, for my life. I'm basically living here now. It was hard for them to accept that at first, me being away by myself, but it's just how it is now.
Well, they must be really proud of you.
I hope so.
You shared a story with us once about almost being stuck overseas.
Oh my God.
I'm sure our listeners would love to hear that adventure. Can you describe to me what happened?
Oh my God, reliving it is horrible.
Traumatic.
So this was at the start of COVID. I went to Malaysia just before everyone had lockdowns.
Yep.
And then one day we were walking down the street of KL, and then suddenly we heard like commotion, people talking, just like, oh, lockdown and stuff. I'm like, uh-oh, we saw the news, ran back to the hotel, and then on the way to the hotel, booked a flight ticket.
Just got to get it sorted.
Yeah, got it. $700 done.
Phew, I'm getting home.
Yeah. Exactly. And then everything was good, went to bed, and then just 2 a.m. just like woken up by something. I was like, oh, I need to check my ticket. And then I went and checked, and what do you know? I booked a flight from Melbourne to Malaysia when I was already in Malaysia. And that's why it was so cheap.
Now you know why. No one was leaving Australia at that point. Almost we were about to go into lockdown.
I had to get out of there because citizens of Malaysia cannot go out after the lockdown. And then Australia would not let us come back in.
Yep.
So and then I woke up and then it was just like mayhem, and I started crying. The ticket was like $2,000 now one way, and I'm just, it was, but then my partner really just like calmed me down. He was looking for the tickets, and we found one. We had to go to I had to go to Singapore first, and then go to Melbourne. I got back, but
a bit of a stressful time for you. And Pat to the rescue. Was he with you, or was he back in Melbourne?
He was in Malaysia.
Right.
But he was already flying back.
Okay.
But I had to. I was gonna leave there, stay there for another 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. But I had to leave, and my flight was that morning. And then I called my mom. My parents just come see me at the airport, and that was the
start of your 4 years of not seeing them as well.
Correct. Yeah. And that was the only time I saw them was at the airport. Oh. My mom was like really, she was a bit mad that, because I didn't come home yet. I had my friend's wedding, and then I was going to go home, so I haven't seen them. So that was very
challenging time for you. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, that's all right.
So I know I got goosebumps as well. As we mentioned before, you're relatively new to the leadership team. Mm-hmm. Who has been your greatest support in transitioning into that role?
I want to mention 2 people. Firstly, Beck. Beck, as you know, was my team leader at when I first started. So she's obviously taught me a lot.
Everything you knew really coming up under her.
Everything that I know today, I learned from her, kind of thing. And when I'm having a particularly hard day, like I just, she can sense it somehow, and then she will say, let's take a walk, and then she'll give me some pep talk and support.
Excellent.
So I really appreciate that. Another person is, I would say Shannon. I see her as my mentor. Like she guide me through all aspects of my job. Mm-hmm. And recently me and Shannon kind of bonded a little bit. We washed our faces together at the company photo shoot. Put our makeup on the floor at the end of financial year parties. So.
I love it.
Not a lot of people can do that with their partner.
Exactly. So let's talk about that actually. Yeah. So we recently had our photo shoots, photos redone, and our new website launched.
Yep.
What did you think of that experience?
Beautiful. I love it. Yeah. And I like that you go all the way with all the makeup and hair.
Well, hey, we've got to look good.
It's all you. Yeah, so that was fun, and I like the style and everything. So yeah,
beautiful. And what about the way in which we launched the website to our team?
Oh yeah, so extra. That's very Hastings+co, I think. No, it's good. I won a prize from that. So yeah, we had prizes and stuff. So that's good. Yeah.
Awesome, beautiful. Let's talk a little bit about your team. So obviously being relatively new into the pod leader position, your starting team is a little bit smaller than some of the other managers.
Yep.
Talk me through your team and how you guys work together.
Yep. Yeah. So, like you said, it's a very small team still, but it's a great team dynamic, I would say, because
Yes.
we started as peers, so there's already friendship there. So I feel like it's more casual, like friends talking, and like friends who trust each other and work together.
So you've got a great amount of trust that's already built prior to you having to step in and manage. Yep.
Yeah, and they're individually skilled in their own way. So,
Incredibly.
So I think we support each other a lot, and transitioning from being their peer to a manager, I thought it would be hard, but they're really receptive and they're really supportive. So
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Yasmin.
Thanks for having me.